Welcome to this week's race room. Coming up on today's show, we've got all the latest from the action-packed Canadian Grand Prix. We're talking about Rob Austin's awesome performance at Oulton Park, and Sébastien Ogier is back to his winning ways in Rally Sardinia. So let's talk about the news, and the biggest news in Canada at the weekend for the Canadian Grand Prix was that Daniel Ricciardo got his first ever Grand Prix win. Okay, he was benefiting a little bit from the Mercedes power issue, but he took the first win of the season for Red Bull, and he took the back-to-back win in Canada, Vettel winning last year. So that nice little celebration hug from Vettel for Ricciardo, and more importantly, Ricciardo has got the first win over Sebastian Vettel of 2014. Seriously important, and just shows that he's definitely one to watch for this championship. He could benefit when the Mercedes lose power or have bad luck. And as I mentioned, power issues was what was going on with the Mercedes garage. Both drivers suffering from the same problem, almost at exactly the same time. Hamilton reporting a power failure before Rosberg, and then both of them struggling with the power. It was Hamilton, though, who had to retire. He had steam and smoke coming out of the back tyre, all because of braking, and that is because the kinetic energy recovery system was not working. That assists with the rear braking, so if it's not helping on a high braking track like Montreal with high ambient temperatures as well, you're going to have trouble. So Hamilton retired there. You can see he'd been wheeled back into the pits, and he's now trailing Rosberg 22 points in the championship. Rosberg still leads, so it's a Mercedes 1-2 still, but not the 1-2 in the race that the team were hoping for. Then action all throughout the race from start to finish. The Marussias causing the biggest problem to start with. Max Chilton running into the back of Jules Bianchi. He lost the back end of his car. Lots of controversy over whether it was Chilton or Bianchi's fault. It's Chilton who's picked up the penalty. Here you can see Jules Bianchi being driven back to the pits on a scooter. The incident brought out the safety car, and that was out until the beginning of lap 8. So that stacked up the cars. Later on in the race, on the last lap, we had an incident between Perez and Massa. Massa running into the back of Perez. But is that what happened? The FIA stewards think it's actually Perez's fault. So Perez has picked up a 5-place grid penalty for Austria, the next round of the championship. Here you can see Massa in the wall and Perez in the wall too. Both cars absolutely flung into the arm coat, but a great circuit because there was great protection. So both cars very, very damaged, but the driver's fine, able to walk away. There you can see Massa sitting on the side being questioned by the FIA doctor. And I loved it. Daniel Ricciardo asking his team over the radio whether Massa and Perez were all right before he started to celebrate his first ever Grand Prix win. Can you imagine? What a gentleman and what a great guy, absolutely deserving of his first Grand Prix win. What a smile as well. If you want to see all Daniel Ricciardo's smiles, there's an amazing slideshow we've put up on Pole Position, and there'll be a link to that at the end of this race room, so make sure you check that out. Moving on now, we can talk about Singapore because it's creeping ever closer. Make sure you go to www.singaporegp.sg/tickets to get your tickets, and keep an eye on Pole Position because we're going to be talking about how you can win exclusive merchandise from the Singapore Grand Prix over the next few months. So keep an eye on that. Do not miss out and get your tickets. You don't want to miss it. And there was more excitement out in Sardinia for the World Rally Championship. It all looked like Jari-Matti Latvala was going to take the win, and then he got a setback, a sensor problem and a rock. The sensor problem had already meant he'd had to slow down to prevent his engine from overheating, and then the rock he hit meant he had to stop and change the wheel. That put him back into 3rd place from the lead, behind Sébastien Ogier in 1st place and Mads Rosberg in 2nd, and that is the finishing order as well. Mads Rosberg describing his position as being the cheese in the VW hamburger, because it was Ogier, Rosberg, Latvala, Mikkelsen, the final order. And Jos Capito very happy with his boys picking up their 10th consecutive rally win for the team.
It was a fantastic weekend to achieve 10 victories in a row, the first time a team ever got a double-digit victories in a row. That shows how dedicated and how disciplined the team is, that we can do that, prepare the same way, very confident for every rally.
So Jost very very happy with his boys, and Sebastian Ogier now leading the championship. He's on 138 points, 33 points ahead of his teammate Jari-Matti Latvala. But who knows? If there's more bad luck for Ogier, or perhaps Latvala can capitalise on it, who knows? We're going to have a battle all the way through. We're now halfway through the World Rally Championship season. So much more to come as we move to Poland for the next round. That's going to be the home rally for Robert Kubica. I am so excited. It hasn't been on the championship calendar since 2009. Lots of unknown stages, lots of grass, very bad visibility in Poland. They're going to be going through Lithuania as well. It's going to be an incredible weekend, so keep an eye on pole position because we'll have more from that. And back at home this weekend in the BTCC, our friendly face, Rob Austin, had a cracker of a weekend at Oulton Park. There you can see pole position on the front of the car. He put his Audi in 5th place for the first race, 2nd place in the second race, and 5th place again in the third race, taking his first podium of the 2014 season. Absolutely awesome. A really, really good weekend for Rob. And we now move to Croft, another strong circuit for the Audis, but there's been lots of talk about the rear-wheel drives. Jason Plato complaining about it. Rob Austin does drive a rear-wheel drive car, so who knows? Toka might put in a few little things here and there that prevent them from gaining too much advantage, but we are hoping that Rob Austin can continue his awesome form. And of course, we are going to be hosting a hangout with Rob Austin tomorrow. Make sure you email media@polepositionp1.com to reserve your spot on the hangout. If you've got any questions for Rob, make sure you get involved and join the hangout tomorrow. Right, time for cameras seen now. What have we got this week? This is the Jaguar XK8 that I was travelling in over the weekend. Top down in the sun, so good. A little bit burnt, I think. But what a way to travel. Love it. Nice colour too. Make sure if you've been travelling in any snazzy cars, you send them in because we've got some more camera scene pictures. What have we got? Let's have a look. Yes, some snazzy cars were in London for the Gumball. This is David Hasselhoff, and he's posing with somebody there on the front of the car. Loads of people on Regent Street in London yesterday for the Gumball 3000. Absolutely awesome, and we're going to be talking about that after the camera scene. So, I promised you we were going to be talking more about Gumball 3000. I grabbed a word with David Hasselhoff, the Hoff, on Regent Street yesterday, and I asked him why the Gumball 3000 is so special. David, what's so special about the Gumball?
Gumball is an amazing event that brings people from all over the world together, and it's this kind of reception everywhere we go around the world. It's the most amazing thing because it's like sports, music, entertainment, cars. It brings the world together, and it's so much fun, and it's scary, and it's adrenaline rush, and it's like Knight Rider was 30 years ago, and I'm still living the dream.
We love it. Thank you very much.
Love you guys. Thank you.
So I grabbed my few seconds with the Hoff. Another guy grabbed the Hoff for an altogether different reason. He wanted his fence signing.
She's like, what the fuck is this selfie? Off!
Tweets of the week. What have we got in the tweety jar today? Oh yes, now this looks rather awkward, but these are the VW boys out in Sardinia jumping into the sea. Yes, that look at them. Oh, Jose, one of the Volkswagen mechanics, pushing them in. Latvala tried to push in Ogier. Ogier tried to push Latvala. Team pushed them both in. Absolutely love it. What a group of guys. Ogier saying they're just like kids. They're a big family. Yeah, probably not when it comes down to first and second place. Next tweet. Oh yeah, Winter Wheels Online. This is a great day yesterday for Rob Austin. Looks like he's starting to pull some shapes on the podium. Yes, what an athletic creature Rob Austin is. Remember, join the hangout if you want to ask him any questions. But yeah, enjoying his moment on the Oulton Park podium. Absolutely brilliant. Go Rob. Next tweet. What have we got? Mercedes-AMG F1's tweet. This is the most awesome photobomb. I think it's going to become photobombs now, not selfies that are the craze. Lewis Hamilton taking over a photo that Rosberg's having with these two fans. Absolutely love that. I love Hamilton. Don't care what you all say, but maybe you like him or maybe you don't. Comment below, tell me what you think. Next tweet, what have we got? Colin Clark. Oh, we miss Colin. He's always on the rallies. Voice of rally, he's saying final stop line, Sebastian Ogier. Oh God, is that man Scotsman? What language are you trying to speak now? Yes, this is true. Colin always says that Sebastian smiles for us more than he smiles for Colin, but I think it's mainly because no one can understand what Colin's saying. So Sebastian there, scratching his head, maybe not sure what to say to Colin's questions. And the next tweet. This is our final one in celebration of Daniel Ricciardo's first ever Grand Prix win. What a head, Oh, I can't officially smile any bigger than that, so you've seen it all now, with then 5 smiley faces. I think that's possibly the biggest, but as I said, check out our slideshow because there are a lot of smiles on that. There'll be a link to it at the end of this video. There you go, that's your tweets. So what have we got this week? Well, we've got that hangout I've been talking about with Rob Austin. If you want to get involved, email media@poleposition@p1.com. Loads to chat about with Rob, so get involved. It'll be an awesome hangout. That's tomorrow, so make sure you email. We'll get back in touch with you. This weekend, it's MotoGP again. It's the Catalunya Grand Prix home race for Marquez, Pedrosa and Lorenzo battling it out together in front of the Spanish crowds. Last week, we had Rossi's home race out in Mugello. This week, it's the Spanish boys. And if Marquez can win again, he'll be the youngest rider to ever win 7 races consecutively, breaking the record that Rossi holds. And I think Rossi will want a bit of the action this weekend too. Add to that Lorenzo, who won there last year, and add in Dani Pedrosa, who took pole position out in Catalunya last year. He hasn't been on pole since then, so he's going to be doing everything he can to topple off his teammate Marc Marquez. Who knows though? Everybody has got a chance, but Marc Marquez just dominating still. We are going to be following it closely. Make sure you keep an eye on the channel, and I'll be back next week for more Race Room.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without.
We will be innovative.
We're aiming to